So now we have question 2. It's a smaller question. Okay, so we're doing a Bonferroni simultaneous confidence interval for comparing treatment means for factor A at level 1, factor B at level 2, versus, so it's 1, 2, versus 2, 2. So this is factor level 2 at 2 and 1 at 1. So what we're doing, okay, so in this it's kind of implied that we're doing, since we're doing simultaneous intervals, we're doing the comparison of all treatment means at all levels of factor A and factor B, which means that there's a Bonferroni, we have to do a Bonferroni correction, because if we do a bunch of intervals at just 0.05 level, the family confidence is actually less, so all our intervals are more off than we think, so we have to do a correction. But all I really give you, so I give you that their difference is, okay, so minus equals negative 0.5212, right? Yeah. Okay, so what does that mean? Since this is negative, that means that, let's see, this one's bigger, right? This one's bigger. Because if we subtract this from this, this is a negative quantity. So we subtract this from this, this is going to be negative, so this one's bigger, but that's not really important to the question. And we're given that the Bonferroni MSD is 1.43. Give me 1 second. Okay, so kind of explaining what MSD is. Just think of MSD, which is what I put in the packet. Think of this as like the margin of error. So you know you have B1 plus or minus margin of error when you're doing confidence intervals. Well, this is the mean difference. This is y bar d plus or minus margin of error, whereas you're doing a confidence interval for the difference in treatment means to see if the means for factor A at 1 and 2, or factor A at 1, factor B at 2, and factor A at 2, factor B at 2, you're seeing if their treatment means are different, so that's something you'd want to know. Like if you're doing brand advertising to see which one increases your sales more, whatever, you'd have to do this treatment mean difference. And okay, so and the MSD is just a correction that you want to do. Sorry, 1, 4, 3, 5, 2. Okay, so we want to know if these two means are significantly different. And okay, and the easy way to do that, and remember this, is the easy way to figure that out is to see if y bar d is greater than MSD. Okay, this is, you have a significant difference if this is true, if your y bar d is bigger than MSD in absolute value, and you know sig diff, so it's only true if y bar d is less than MSD. What situation do we have? Y bar d is less than MSD in absolute value, so there is no significant difference between these values. And in fact, if we were to create a confidence interval, we would have to do our y bar d plus and minus this value. So this would be a negative value, and it would also include 0 and cross over into our positive values, because this plus this is bigger than 0. So the confidence interval would actually include 0, which totally matches our conclusion that there is no significant difference. Perfect. And that's the end of question 2. So it's a careful, you have to keep that in mind. It's important to keep this in mind, and that's just an easy way to remember it.
The Teaching Center, UF's Learning Resource Center.